My name is Kim Ottley, and I'm the Vice President of Public Policy for the Chamber of Commerce of Southwest Indiana. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Lon Walters, who is a candidate seeking election to the office of school board. Please note that the same set of questions will be used for both candidates running for this office. Welcome, Lon.
Thank you.
Well, let's get started.
Okay.
All right, if you would state your name, the office you're seeking, and your current position of employment.
Yes, name's Lon Walters. Currently, I'm president of E.L. Walters Air Conditioning and Heating.
Okay. Lon, what actions would you propose as a school board member to retain our existing teaching talent?
Okay, I know some people would say higher pay, but studies have shown that the #1 reason teachers leave is not because of low pay, but rather because of poor working conditions. I've been thinking long and hard about a way to solve this problem that does not cost more. In times of falling budgets and layoffs, I know any idea that costs more will get little traction. Unfortunately, I cannot think of a single solution that will not cost more at some level. If we value the education of our students, we need to be willing to pay for it. However, with the need to make more cuts in the budget, I do not see that happening. Not at this time, anyway. I hope there will be parents and teachers more creative than I am. We need to identify our most effective teachers to reward and retain them, and enlist their help in supporting other teachers. A very common complaint from new teachers is a feeling of isolation that they have when entering the profession. It's important that new teachers be given time and space to reflect, vent, and share their success and failures in a safe environment. We need to provide real mentoring from trained mentors to new teachers.
Okay. Lon, Courier and Press ran an article that stated among Indiana's 293 public school districts that the EVSC was 278 in its percentage of students, which was 59.9%, who passed both the language arts and math sections. As our community, the I-STEP test scores, they have been increasing, but what actions do you propose to continue the positive upswing and guard against complacency?
Well, we go back to identifying our most effective teachers again, to reward and retain them, and enlist their help in supporting other teachers. I'm afraid we put too much emphasis on I-STEP test scores. Some children just do not test well. I had a parent just the other day tell me about how their honor roll student, straight A or A student for many years, had barely passed it after the second time taking it. According to study, one problem area we have is reading comprehension. It's been said that it takes a village to raise a child, meaning that it takes all of us, the community, the teachers, the parents, to do everything within our power to meet the needs of the children, to see them grow and excel. By taking time to do these things at home, it will help ensure the success of the child's academic needs and help them prepare them for the future.
Okay. Now that EVSC has dipped into the rainy day fund for existing projects, how do you propose for those funds to be replenished, or do you believe they should be replenished?
Yes, they should be replenished. The rainy day fund should be replenished. I know the budget has been trimmed, but more trimming needs to be done. During these tough economic times, raising taxes is not an option. Baby steps is what it's going to take. Cutting the budget, it has been cut, but more needs to be done. And we'll answer that in question 5.
Right, so along those lines, what items would you add to or trim off of the school budget?
Right now, I'd cut the administration costs to the bone. Have administrators take an extra week of unpaid furlough, not teachers, to fill in on needed tasks, ask for volunteer help in the community where possible. I'm a techie geek, but we have to make sure we are not spending money foolishly on technology. We need to have a system in place to make sure it's getting used appropriately and regularly. No more large capital projects until the budget is sound and the rainy day fund replenished.
Okay. Now that the state law requires teachers to be evaluated, what do you think about it and how would you go about implementing it?
I think it's a good idea. I actually I have a niece that's a teacher in Florida, and and her mother's a teacher locally. I think it's a good idea. Evaluation should happen frequently. It keeps teachers on their toes and holds them accountable. Regular follow-ups and discussions of reviews should also take place. All successful businesses do this with their employees. I do it with mine. I don't know of any business that doesn't. Just finding talented people and turning them loose is not sufficient. As businesses and other organizations have learned over the past decade, the highest performing organizations not only recruit and retain smart and capable individuals, they also manage them in a way that supports the organization's strategic direction. This requires aligning all aspects of the human resource management system, much more than just a personnel or human resource office, around multiple measures of teaching effectiveness. The goal is to redesign the entire human capital management system so that effective teacher talent is acquired, placed strategically, and distributed equitably in the schools. Developed to the district's vision of instructional effectiveness and student performance, and retained over time.
Okay. How do you feel about teachers not being part of a union?
It's up to the teachers. If they want to be part of a union, they have that right.
Okay. Well, Lon, we greatly appreciate your time today.
Would you like a copy?
Sure, yeah, I would. If you have a campaign website or any contact information, feel free to share that now.
Okay. They can email me at lonw@elwalters.com. I don't have a campaign website. The campaign rule for school board are a little different than most campaigns. Basically, I don't have to form a committee or do financial reports if I don't raise $500 or spend more than $500. So my goal is $499.
Excellent. Well, thank you again for your participation.
Thank you.
Okay.
Boy, is it